Hey guys, so here's a tutorial on how to choose and how to fit your universal axle sliders for your bike. Alright guys, so before ordering the universal axle sliders, please make sure that you can get the size rod through the axle that you've ordered. So for example, on this bike, I can get a 12mm rod through the axle and I have tested that. You can see here, it can come through the hole and all the way through. That's important. If you're in doubt which axle can fit through the hub and you don't have an axle by your side, you can measure the hole in either side of the axle and then make sure that the diameter of the axle is the same all the way through, and then you can order based on that. Alright, so now that you've found the correct set of sliders, then we need to measure how much should we cut off on the rod. And the first step to do this is you put the rod through the axle and you put it all the way through until it is flush with this side. Now make sure that the rod is completely flush with the axle like this. Push it in until it's flat like this. Now we come on the other side and we make a mark. Make a mark all the way in here towards the axle. On some bikes you need to space out the slider a bit here on the front forks, and for those you can use a spacer like this one. When you use a spacer, you need to make a note that the rod needs to be cut to a longer size. Now we need to make a mark for the cutting, and if you're not going to use any spacers, then you need to make a mark that is 9 centimeters longer than the current mark. That means you would have to make a mark around here. However, if you use spacers, you will need to add 7.5mm more per spacer. So 2 spacers is 1.5 centimeters. You need to add that on top of the length. That means if you're going to use 2 spacers, you would have to make another mark 1.5 centimeters longer from the current mark. So that means around here. Once it's cut, make sure the thread works, file the edge a little bit around. So it looks like this. So now they're ready to be mounted. Screw on one of the sides like this, and you're ready to put it through the hub. Just put it through the hub like this. And then tighten your sliders. You can tighten on both sides.